Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our daily gratitude call. Thank you for joining our call today. We have lots of people on the call live, lots of really amazing people with diverse gifts and experience, and I'm super excited for what we get to learn today. That's what we're going to focus on, is gratitude for diversity and gifts and experience. And I'm going to go ahead and start our timer, 90 seconds. And we're going to just jump right into our private silent meditation on gratitude for diversity and gifts and experience, and see where that takes us. So just write down whatever comes to you during this 90 seconds private silent meditation on gratitude for diversity and gifts and experience. Begin. All right. When I first started doing the gratitude call, I remember there were probably about 10 people that were here regularly. And I just know some of you are still here from that time. I recognize Kathy, Tyree, Tammy. Some of you were here way back when, and still joining our call. And I remember as the numbers on the live call started to grow, I remember thinking, I want everybody to be able to share. And I don't know, if we have 100 people on the call, there's like no way, that everybody could share. And so I started just kind of being open to how can we grow this, how can this scale to a way that everybody can still be able to share. And the idea that came to me that kind of calmed my heart in the moment, because we weren't there yet. I just, knew I wanted to let it grow. But the idea that came to me that kind of calmed my heart about it was that I could teach everybody on the call how to do the gratitude call, and that they could create their own gratitude call and, invite people to come. And so it could be like all these little mini gratitude calls all around the world. Something else was created. Something different was created. It's basically the same principle of that expansion, but it was created in so much more of a beautiful way that allowed the diversity of gifts and experience to come into play. And we've seen that in Laura, who is on the call today. Laura Helmling has created her nightly routine that helps get the body ready to rest, the soul ready to rest. And I was on that call last night, totally amazing. She's doing that Sunday through Thursday. So you can look, I think, Laura, you've probably put that information on the Breakthrough with Gratitude page. So if anybody's interested in that,
Yeah.
thank you. And then Melinda Nichols, she started doing a morning right before our gratitude call, and it's hers is putting on the armor of God and aligning your chakras, getting ready for the week. So she does that on Monday mornings, and I think her information is also on the Facebook group Breakthrough with Gratitude if you're interested in attending that. But on the Lord's Way to Wealth, there are like certain higher laws that you have to subscribe to and align yourself with to be on the Lord's Way to Wealth. And there comes a moment, and we know this, those who are in our Lord's Way to Wealth Mastermind know that there comes a moment when it's no longer like these are all the rules for everyone. This is all the higher laws for everyone. There comes a moment where you break off and you create your own path that's just you and God together. And your gifts, your experience, your genius is what God uses to create that. And Laura and Melinda are a really great example of doing that. And what I love about this community that we have here is that there's no competition. That the fact that Laura's doing a nightly call and that Melinda's doing an early morning call doesn't take, they're still here on this call, and the same people, that are attending those calls can be here too. It's, I just love how the diversity of gifts and experience can, there's no scarcity at all. It's just more abundance, more love, more, bringing God into our lives and filling our souls with lots of really awesome stuff. Who else has something they'd like to share? Tyree.
So for me, I love to go to new places and to see and to feel different culture and lifestyles and perspectives. And one time in between semesters of college, I went to Uganda with a nonprofit organization, and it was surprising to me how differently people reacted or acted in a new environment. And there was one guy that really had a bad attitude and had a hard time being there. He just complained a lot. And I was so surprised about that. And then we had everybody else had a really good time, but they all did it differently. And for my sister and I, we tried really hard to learn their language, to learn their culture, and to fit into their ways. And after I'd been there for about a month, I realized that I was way, way too loud for their culture, and I needed to calm myself down a little bit, because I am like this big booming voice in person, and they're very respectful and quiet. And when you're talking in these conversations, they talk really low, and I'm like, I couldn't figure out why they were always talking so quiet, and I realized it was a culture thing. Anyway, in general conference, they were talking about how we need to love and respect everyone, and God does not see us for our race or any creed or anything. He loves us as his children. And I'm just so grateful for diversity and how we can learn. We have these opportunities right now to see and love each other for our gifts, just like you've taught us.
Beautiful. Thank you. And how important it is for us to allow diversity, because it's there, and how much more we can learn and grow and create more diversity within, experience, within our experience, if we don't resist that, like the man that you were talking about. Thank you. Robert, and then Melissa.
Thank you. Well, you stole a little bit of that, which is not competing against me, I should add. But the words you used are true, that diversity to me is like a university where we do learn from others, and enriches our life tremendously.
Beautiful. I love that. That makes diversity is a university. I love that. I'm going to write that down. Melissa.
I love the word diversity. It just makes me think of beauty and just different kinds of beauty all coming together. And I actually thought of an orchestra and how there's so many different beautiful noises being made at the same time that just comes together. And it made me think of a song called Glorious by David Archuleta.
Mm-hmm.
And I just posted it on the group.
Thank you.
If you haven't heard it, you have to listen to it, because I've been singing it this whole time and it's just making me smile.
Oh, I love that. What a perfect example. Thank you. I'm so glad that you posted that. Let's see, Scott.
When we are grateful for diversity of each of our experiences that you bring to the table, this is a way we are given the opportunity to have balance, universal, harmonious alignment, balance.
Beautiful. And Scott, I just have to say, when you started talking, the thought came to me, diversity, when we maybe misinterpret something, like if like Tyree was saying, in a different country, or, you're meeting someone for the first time or whatever, and possibly misinterpret something, like maybe her booming voice might have been misinterpreted in this culture as something, that she didn't mean it to be. And how much more close I know I've been in situations where I've been misinterpreted, or I've misinterpreted someone else. And when the air is cleared and we're, like on the same page again, it's almost like there's just this more desire to, for oneness at that time, because, there was an uncomfortableness or awkwardness or something. And when the air is cleared, that it's like, it just brings, I feel like hearts knit together in love, when it's almost like a forgiveness, or I don't know, hopefully you're getting what I'm trying to, portray.
Yeah, as soon as I just spoke it here, I posted in my men's group yesterday, hey, what's on our table for our retreat?
Mm-hmm.
And I posted a picture of a empty table. And so just the way that my words came out just now is what do we bring to the table?
Yes.
So
exactly.
Now I have a new post today that says, in addition to what's your food menu,
oh yes,
what is your life menu that you're bringing to the table that helps each of us be in balance?
Wow. Beautiful. I love that. Wow, you could create a whole masterclass on that. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we've got Melinda and Deep Tea, and then Phil.
When I think about gratitude for diversity and gifts and experience, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful picture, the picture of diversity and contrast. Diversity and contrast, when you bring that to a painting,
Mm-hmm.
it's what creates the whole art. And so when you're trying to create and paint, if you only have white, your canvas stays white.
Mm-hmm.
And if you only have light, your canvas stays white and light. And so our connections with others, and the colors of others and talents of others brings beauty and helps you create something new for your own. You take what you love from each other, from all your experiences, and create your own beautiful gift to the world. I think about Cinderella and how the mice just went throughout the home and just built her gown.
Mm-hmm.
And just created that gown for her. And as Suzanne mentioned in the beginning of the call, or in the gratitude rounds, opposition brings growth and learning. And as our world becomes more increasingly heavy with fear and darkness, it's even more important for us to stand up and spread light in our time.
Wow. Yes, that's so important for light to be present in dark. And, I'm thinking of a painting with like black and white together or purple and yellow together, just, two contrasting colors that if you look at the one, so like if there was a shape of a vase, say, and then you have, the space around the vase is called negative space. And so the vase is actually the positive space. But if you shift your focus to the negative space, then and focus on that, then that becomes the positive space. And then the vase is the negative space. It's whatever is different or, outside of what you're focusing on. So there's no, like good or bad or whatever. It's just positive space, negative space, opposition in all things. It's beautiful. It's perfect. You have to have negative space or there would be no positive space. It would just be a blank canvas, like you said.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. We've got lots of other people with their, that are unmuted. And so we'll try to quickly get through everyone and still have time to do our gratitude practice. Our permission practice. Deep Tea and then Phil.
So I am just wondering about the diversity of spiritual gifts that we each one of us have it. Some have not still figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Some have. And when we contribute, like you are very good with the permission process wherein you make others realize what is the limiting beliefs for them and what new beliefs they want to replace them with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I attended the call with Lara last night, I figured that she is good in the chakras or our energy centers. I knew the knowledge about the full moon, so I posted that in the group, like in our
Mm-hmm.
Facebook Messenger group. So if we all contribute whatever knowledge we have, and there's an exchange of knowledge, then I feel that each human on earth is like a small piece of the of the bigger power of the divine. So if each one of us put those little pieces together with whatever contributions and knowledge we have, it's like a puzzle which is complete. We each one of us fit in our own spiritual gifts and we have the whole roadmap to how to live a better life.
Beautiful. Exactly. I love that. Thank you. We all contribute to that university, our community. Thank you. I just have to say, I think it's in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. He talks about the mastermind, that when two people come together, then there is a third mind that is created, and it's the mastermind. And that's what we're doing here on this call, is a mastermind. And it's not like if I bring one idea to the table, like Scott was talking about, and somebody else brings another idea together, you have two separate ideas. But then when you put the two ideas together, that can create a third and even infinite number of ideas based on, what is created within the master mind, the third mind that is created. So it's super powerful.
Awesome. Yeah, super powerful.
Thank you, Phil. And then Lara, I think, had something.
I'll just add to that too, that when you have a relationship with someone else, you have a third party, which is the relationship.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. What came to me was the scripture, and it was Jesus actually, in his own words, explaining the proverb. And he said, "Is a candle brought to be put forth to be put under a bushel or under a bed, and not to be set on a candlestick?" And I just interpret that as, I have these gifts that are unique for me. And am I going to put it under a bed or a bushel, or will I put it on a candlestick and help enlighten others?
Beautiful. Exactly. I love that. Lara.
What came to me was that a theme for me the last few days has been oneness. And when we share our gifts, we experience our oneness, because in all of the experiences that you're talking about, when when gifts are shared, you create a mastermind, there's a oneness, and the isolation and that it can experience on our own dissipates. It just disappears, right? So because we are expanded, our souls expand with our experience of that oneness, but it only happens through the sharing of our diversity of gifts. It's like Melinda was talking about with the canvas, we have all different colors that are just separate, and they don't create a beautiful, harmonious picture. But when they're put together with a sense of order and a sense of and an understanding of the science of color, negative, positive space, then this beautiful picture is created. And yet no one is, sometimes people fear, if they don't pound their diversity onto other people, I'm different, they're going to lose their differentness. So, that's something I see a lot of right now, is that people are afraid of losing themselves in that oneness.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's exactly the opposite that happens.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I can totally see what you're saying. Like with our Architecture of Life case study group that we just finished, I'm experiencing oneness as I see you, Lara, do your nightly routine, and I see Melinda doing her morning routine. Right. And as I see, I met with Jazz yesterday, and knowing that she has her group, her mom comm that she's creating, and how she's serving people that way. And I know that I was a part of that. I know that as I was teaching you guys about, creating a community of one, and that power of one that you've talked so much about also, Lara, that I was part of that. And my contribution is like putting that candle on a candlestick, and it's just made brighter. My contribution is made brighter, and I'm celebrating with you and with Scott as he's preparing to do his men's retreat next week, because I know that there was a contribution that I had to that, and it's just so much more like I feel like it's like when you go home and celebrate your 100% on your spelling test as a kid. It's like everybody's celebrating,
Yeah.
I love it.
And I think of that with the 2.5 years that we've been working together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a part of your creating the architecture.
Totally. Yes, totally.
So it's like, it's this spiral of just absolute beauty and expansion. It's the
expansion.
This is an aspect of God, is the expansion. That's the growth of the kingdom, is the expansion of oneness in his kingdom. And it's what he intended, and we talked about atonement yesterday. Well, Jesus brought back the ability. He gave us the tools to experience oneness again.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oneness with God and oneness with each other.
Absolutely.
If we use the tools, because we're still free to use them or not.
Yeah. And we totally have to give ourselves permission to use what we have and believe.
And we have to learn. And like Deepti was saying, the incredible depth and beauty of the Hindu tradition, and all the science of it. It's just incredible.
When you add like quantum physics and things like that to it, to everything too, that just more
it's like all these quantum physicists are like, oh, this is so cool. And the Hindu, and Hindu monks and high level, leaders are like, yeah, we've known that for like 10,000 years. Where have you been? So,
love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think, Robert, you're unmuted. And then after Robert, we will move on to our permission process.
I apologize.
No, you're great.
I'm good.
Oh,
I'm just happy
you
seeing
did.
everybody.
Okay, I see. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
No mute.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move into our permission process. A lot of stuff has been opened up here, and just want to express some gratitude for all of the diversity of wisdom and knowledge that we have here on the call, and everything that has been shared. Super grateful for all of just the expansion that happens here through this mastermind when we all come together and create something beautiful together. And go ahead and take a deep breath. And there is something that has been said today that has maybe triggered a little something inside of you that is akin to a limiting belief. And I'm just going to invite you to get in touch with what that is right now, whether that is putting your light on a candlestick, or if it is sharing you to a point that you believe that that's hard for you to believe that your contribution is enough, or if it's, like worrying about competition, that if you're afraid, if you share your stuff, then somebody's going to steal it and it won't be, be able to use for you, or whatever it is, whatever that limiting belief is. Go ahead and be open to be shown that right now. It's just anything that has been discussed that has caused a little uncomfortable feeling inside of you. We know that the root of that uncomfortable feeling is a limiting belief. So I invite you to get clear on what that is right now. And also recognize what the cost of that limiting belief is. If you hold on to that limiting belief, how is that going to affect your ability to expand, your ability to share, your ability to contribute, to allow other people to expand? What's the cost of that limiting belief? And if you don't like that cost, now is the opportunity for you to make a change. And so if you're ready to change that limiting belief and create something different, say yes.
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 Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful. Go ahead and choose 2 or 3 new beliefs. Create 2 or 3 new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief, and possibly something that is an opposition of that limiting belief. Thinking of like a picture with a negative and positive space, just shift your focus from the negative space in the limiting belief to the positive space. And what is possible? What is actually the positive space that you're now looking at? What is the shape of that? What are the possibilities? Create some new beliefs that are that will allow you to let go of that limiting belief and to shift your focus to the positive and what can be. What can you create? And as you're bringing those new beliefs into your awareness, I invite you to, as you breathe in this time, just allow your breath to bring these new beliefs into you and to expand and increase who you are and what you're capable of. And allow these new beliefs to become part of you. As you're inviting those new beliefs to become part of you, I have one last question for you, and that is, what is the one most important thing that you could do today that would really anchor in these new beliefs and will allow you to put your contribution out there in a way that others can receive it, and that it can be that you can be expanded because of your diverse gifts and experience, that you can be expanded and it allows others to expand at the same time. And that together, because you've made that contribution, that you and these other people who are receiving it are becoming one. What is the one most important thing? What's your inspired shortcut to putting your diverse gifts and experience out there for others so that you can become one with them? We are at the end of our time, and so I'm going to invite all of you to go to our Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, and share your thoughts there. Whatever you have received from this call today, we'd love to have you put that on the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude. And in fact, whatever your inspired shortcut is, please share that also and let us partake and participate with your diverse gifts and experience so that we can be more one in our community of gratitude. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being on our call today. And we will look forward to being back together tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And I encourage those who are here on the call live, there's some stuff that's going on in the chat. So take a minute to look at that before you leave. Love you guys. And we will talk to you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.